Let's talk about a skill that the World Economic Forum says is absolutely crucial for your future career. I'm talking about creativity. But we're not just going to talk about it. We're going to evaluate your creativity and uncover a hidden advantage that, as a student, you probably don't even realize you have. Does that hit you right where you live? I mean, think about it. Most of us were these wildly creative kids, right? Building forts, making up stories. But then school got serious. The pressure for the perfect score, the right answer. And that creative spark, it got buried under a mountain of textbooks and expectations. And look, this matters now more than ever. We're living in the age of AI and automation. The world is changing, and it's changing fast. As all those routine, predictable tasks get handed over to algorithms, what's left? You, your unique, human, creative problem-solving ability. That's what's going to set you apart. But this whole situation creates this gnawing fear, doesn't it? That feeling of not being creative enough. Someone in a group project says, "We need a creative idea." And you just freeze up inside, thinking, "Oh no, don't look at me." It's that constant pressure of comparison culture.
But I want you to consider something. What if that feeling of being stuck, what if it has nothing to do with a lack of talent? What if the real reason is that you've just never been taught how to actually evaluate and grow your own creativity?
So here is the most important thing you're going to hear today. This is the big idea. Creativity is not some magical personality trait you're either born with or you're not. It is a system that is measurable and, most importantly, a system that is trainable. And that is exactly what we are going to unpack. First things first, let's get a really clear, simple definition on the table. Creativity is just the ability to produce something that is both novel, meaning new or original, and useful, meaning it solves a problem or adds value. That's it. This applies to engineering, to nursing, to business plans, not just to painting or poetry. To guide us, we're going to use a simple framework. Think of it like a blueprint called the 4 pillars of creativity. You've got the creative self, your creative environment, your creative process, and your creative products. If one of these pillars gets weak, the whole structure starts to wobble. But if all 4 are strong, you become unstoppable. So let's dive into our first pillar, the creative self. Because really, everything starts right here. It starts with you, with what you believe about your own potential. It truly all begins with your identity. The science on this is crystal clear. Your mindset changes everything. If you have a fixed mindset, you believe talent is innate. You avoid risks because you don't want to look bad. But a growth mindset, that's the belief that creativity is a muscle. It can be trained. This opens you up to practice, to failure, and to incredible growth. Okay, theory is great, but let's make this personal. We're going to do a super quick exercise to help you reconnect with that creative part of yourself. This is all about tapping back into a feeling you already know. I want you to pause this if you need to. Seriously. Close your eyes and think of a time when you felt completely in the zone. A time you felt most alive, most curious, most bold. What were you doing? Who were you with? That feeling, right there, that person, that is your creative self. Don't forget them. Now, let's tackle that negative voice in your head. First, I want you to identify your limiting belief. Finish this sentence. I'm not creative because. Got it? Okay, second, challenge it. Is that really 100% true? And finally, let's reframe it. Turn it into a growth statement. I am developing my creativity by... See the shift? All right, so once you start working on your internal identity, it's time to look outward. This brings us to pillar 2, the creative environment. Because believe it or not, your surroundings have a massive, massive impact on how you think. And when I say environment, I mean way more than just your dorm room. It's your physical space for sure, but it's also the people you hang out with, the social media feeds you scroll through, and maybe most importantly, the psychological safety you feel. That freedom to try something and maybe fail without being judged. So let's do another quick exercise, an energy audit. Grab a piece of paper or open a new note on your phone, make 2 columns, energize and drain. Now just quickly list the people, the places, the social media accounts, whatever, that fall into each category. Just becoming aware of this is a huge first step. Okay, now let's put that awareness into action. Your challenge is to design one 30-minute creative window for yourself this week. That's it. Pick a time and place. Remove every single distraction. Yes, that means turning your phone completely off. And here's the key. Set an intention to just explore, play, or learn something without any specific goal in mind.
So we've worked on ourself and our environment. Now it's time for the how-to. This is Pillar 3, the creative process. This is about having actual, repeatable methods for generating and refining brilliant ideas, turning them from wild sparks into focused solutions. The creative process basically has two different modes of thinking. First, there's divergent thinking. This is your brainstorm mode. The goal is quantity over quality. You defer all judgment and just go for wild ideas. Then there's convergent thinking. This is when you put on your editor hat, you refine, you choose, you improve. The single biggest mistake people make is trying to do both at the same time. A really simple model to remember this is what I call the tricycle. It starts with curiosity, which leads to play, which then leads to action. But the pressure of grades often makes students terrified of that middle step, play, because it feels unproductive. That's a huge mistake. Play is where the unexpected breakthroughs actually happen.
You know what? Let's try a little play right now. Get a piece of paper and a pen. I want you to draw 10 simple circles on it. Got it? Okay. I'm going to give you just 30 seconds to turn as many of those circles as you can into recognizable objects. A clock, a sun, a basketball, anything. Ready? On your mark, get set, go.
And time's up, pencils down. Okay, how'd you do? This simple little exercise measures two really important skills. First is fluency. That's just the number of ideas you generated. How many circles did you fill? The second is flexibility. That's how many different kinds of ideas you had. Did you draw all round things, or did you have a bunch of different categories?
One last tool for your process toolbox, and it comes from improv comedy. It's the yes and mindset. It's so simple. Whenever you hear an idea, instead of poking holes in it or saying no but, your job is to respond with yes and. It's a powerful way to build on ideas collaboratively instead of shutting them down. We have covered mindset, environment, and process. It's time for our final pillar, creative products. This is all about getting those ideas out of your head and into the world. Because at the end of the day, shipping your work, no matter how small, is what truly builds creative confidence. Now, this is a massive barrier, especially for high-achieving students. You have been trained your whole life to deliver the perfect A-plus paper. But in the real world, and especially in creativity, perfectionism is the enemy of innovation. The real engine of progress is iteration, making small, steady improvements over time. Here's a simple truth. The quality of your creative output is a direct reflection of the quality of your creative input. So let's do a quick input audit. Just think about it. What are the top 5 things you consume every day? Podcasts, YouTube channels, Instagram accounts? Now ask yourself a tough question. Do these inputs align with the person you're trying to become? Okay, here it is, your final challenge. I want you to ship something, anything, small in the next 7 days. Pick one tiny idea. It could be a paragraph, a sketch, a business idea, anything. Set a hard deadline 1 week from today, and then share it with just one trusted person. Remember, the goal isn't perfection. The goal is completion. Wow. Okay, we have journeyed through all 4 pillars. We started with the creative self, your internal mindset. We moved to the creative environment, your external world. We built a toolkit with the creative process, and we brought it into the real world with creative products. Now, let's bring it all home. The future doesn't belong to the people who can just consume and repeat information. That's what computers are for. No, in a world that's increasingly run by algorithms, your humanity, your messy, unpredictable, brilliant ability to connect disparate ideas and create something new, that is your ultimate edge. So here it is, your official 7-day challenge. I want you to do 3 simple things this week. 1, change one of your creative inputs. 2, run one quick divergent sprint, just like the circles exercise. And 3, ship one small, imperfect idea. That's it. Look, this is just the beginning of the journey. If you want to go deeper, make sure you subscribe for more insights like this, or you can download our free creativity self-assessment. And hey, I'd really love to hear from you. Share one thing you're going to try this week down in the comments below. And I want to leave you with this one final thought. Please, forget the pressure to be perfect. Just let it go. The world doesn't need more perfect people.
It needs more people willing to create.